Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of Strip Club Talk with Jade and Danny. Hello, Jade.
Hey, how's it going?
Going good, going good. Here's what we got going on today. We this is our fourth episode, I think, and today we are going to talk about keeping your personal identity safe on social medias, which is kind of important because there's a reason that entertainers use a stage name, and I'm going to go ahead and let you explain that. Why do entertainers use stage names?
Entertainers use stage names just to help keep your personal identity disclosed, I guess you could say, just so that in case there's somebody you encounter wants to, look you up, your identity is protected.
Yeah, very good. Very good. So there's a couple of ways to do this, and I think one of the biggest things is don't give out your real name to your customers. They may seem like a nice person in the beginning, but you never know which one's going to turn into the stalker that's going to try to look you up. So keep your personal name. I go into strip clubs and I say, "What's your name?" And I go, "My stage name is this, but my real name is this." You probably shouldn't do that. But we're going to talk about social media now. Facebook in particular. Facebook does not care about your privacy. Facebook doesn't care about how safe you are because Facebook tries very hard to force you to not use a name that's other than yours. They are really picky about you using your real name. But if you can get away with using your stage name and starting a Facebook page, I think one of the biggest things to do is you've got to keep them separate. Don't
Hmm.
invite the same people to both pages. And the
Right.
reason that you don't do that is because all of a sudden, you know how that thing comes up, people you may know. So
Hmm.
I'm looking at Jade and I'm looking at your Facebook and stuff like that. And all of a sudden it goes, "Oh, people you may know," and it kind of shows me your real name.
Yeah. Right.
So don't invite the same people to your pages, I think is one of the biggest things to keep that safe.
Hmm.
Anything on that?
No, I agree 100%. And, like you said, it's hard to do that sometimes because you notice how it's like, oh, wait, you look familiar, or we know that you already have friends on this other page, and we're going to suggest that you follow them as well or have them follow your page. And I feel like that even happens on Instagram too,
Mm-hmm.
if you have several different accounts. Because personally, I don't have the Facebook yet. But I do have like Twitter, Instagram, and even Snapchat, especially Snapchat. I feel like that's one that's like recognizes you even if you use a totally different name, and it's like, oh, here, add this person, and next thing you know, I've got like my cousins and my aunts on my recommended quick ad, and I'm like, no thank you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
um
Instagram, at least they let you, and Snapchat as well, they at least let you use your stage name as
mhm,
your name, which is
yes.
good. And that's one of the safer things. But again, you really got to work on keeping those two separate. Let's see. I think that's what I was going to talk about. Yeah. Anything else on that before we go on to how to keep your social media from getting shut down?
I think that was about it. The only other thing I would add to that would be, even as far as like if you're using Cash App or any of those apps, make sure that you're
Yeah.
changing your name on those as well. Just to keep your identity safe. If you're accepting payment for something, or if somebody just wants to give you a gift, or even um, um, a present as far as cash, they're sending it to you.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're changing that to follow through all your platforms with your stage name as well. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's the last thing you want is, you've kept your privacy until that point, and then you send them your Cash App with your first and last name. That just is very unsafe.
Yeah, yeah. Especially another one, a little trick that some people will try to do is they say, "Hey, I've just bought you a diamond ring, or I've bought you something really, really cool, and I want to send it to you." From your side of it, hey, this is kind of cool. This guy's gonna send me a present or something like that. How, without giving your address out, how can you get something like that?
Oh, well, I know as far as some things I've looked into, which I haven't done yet, but you could get a PO box and just have
Mm-hmm.
it sent there. You could even um, do like the Amazon wish lists to where it
Okay.
doesn't give out your personal address, and then that way they can order what they need to order and send it right to your doorstep.
Yeah, yeah. Can you put your stage name on an Amazon address or not? I
I
don't. I
don't
don't
know.
think.
I haven't done it yet, but I do know that I follow a couple friends of mine who have Amazon wish lists, and
Yeah.
somehow they're able to make it work.
Maybe there's a way to set up a second Amazon account. Well, I'm thinking as we're talking here, we're just a
Hmm.
couple people exchanging ideas and
Right.
things. So some good stuff there. Uh, Here's another one. I see people get shut down constantly on social media. And I'm going to start off by saying social media isn't fair. So to sit there and complain, well, I posted this and I got shut down, but I saw that person post something even worse and they did not get shut down. I think we're used to being in a country where we have rights to defend ourselves when we get accused of things. And we don't get those rights on social media. You can sometimes get the opportunity to dispute something, but here's what it really comes down to. It's like driving a car. You may drive a car in the morning down the highway going 100 miles per hour in a 65, and you get
Hmm.
away with it. And then later on in the afternoon, you get busted for going 37 and a 25 and you get a ticket for it. So it's just a matter of they got caught, you didn't. We're looking at
Right.
computers that are actually looking at these pictures and images and stuff. And it's a computer that decides whether or not you are showing too much.
Right. And that's the difficult thing too. And it's sometimes like, and I don't know exactly how it all works and what makes that decision and everything, but I do know too that it could also be maybe that platform didn't notice and didn't penalize you, but then somebody else may have reported the
Yeah.
photo or the video. So then you're looking at it and you're getting flagged. And sometimes you're thinking it's the platform saying that you didn't abide by the guidelines. But in fact, sometimes it is just somebody else reporting that photo.
Hmm.
So that makes it difficult. It's like, how do you decipher between the two? How do you know? And then, like you said, sometimes you look at somebody else who's uploading things and they're not getting penalized and they're not getting flagged and in trouble for it. And then you notice, oh, wait, they've got like several 100,000 followers. And I feel like sometimes I wonder if some accounts are they're letting some accounts slide a little bit more because they're offering more to that platform.
Yeah, I've always wondered that because it does seem like a lot of the celebrities, like even the porn stars, they can get away
Hmm.
with posting a lot more.
Right.
Maybe it has to do with the fact that they bring people in. I
I
don't know.
wonder. Yeah, and then you go into as far as it goes with them being influencers and things too. So I wonder if it's like, well, they're influencing for this company who, this brand for this certain um, item that they're wearing, a piece of clothing that is, barely covering them. But they're marketing for that company, so they're not getting flagged or reported for that. So it's like it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
weird gray area, I guess.
yeah, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. A lot of it, in my opinion, when it comes to posting pictures, most entertainers also have OnlyFans.
Hmm.
So OnlyFans, you can get away with anything. From what they tell me, I don't have an OnlyFans account. Nobody wants to see this, but but I mean, really, the point I'm trying to make is use your social media to get people to your OnlyFans. I mean, yeah, social media, almost all of the platforms, they don't like you being naked and just putting a prop in front of you, an emoji or a straight bar or something like that.
Right.
They're very clear about those rules. But I mean, make yourself look good, make yourself look hot. But you want to see me without this outfit? Go to my OnlyFans and use it to sell
Right.
that. Now, I know a lot of people do it to try to up their personal subscription on the individual platforms and stuff. But the more you show, the more your chances of getting banned would be.
Exactly. And that's why I think it's best to just I mean, I guess suggestive photos are okay, but in general, like I think wearing a little bit more clothes, playing it safe. I mean, is it really worth it losing your entire account with all the following you've worked so hard to gather? When you can just have that OnlyFans and funnel that through, if you keep it a little bit little bit more, I guess, PG on your regular platforms.
Hmm.
And in general too, I think that really helps you out too. If you're showing it all on Instagram, you're showing it all on Facebook, why is somebody going to pay a subscription fee monthly to see the same thing basically?
Right.
I feel like it's like, how in general, like at Diamonds, we used to wear the sequin gowns, our first song.
Hmm.
Um, that's leaving more to the imagination. So, and I like that idea because, if you're going up your first song and you're nude already, then they're like, oh, okay, they're not going to pay as much attention for your next two songs you have on stage.
Right. You're not building something up. Another
Hmm.
thing that social media does, they look for the wording that you're using and
Hmm.
what wording, and it's not just the text anymore. You can, like, even in our show where we have strip club talk,
Right.
I guarantee you there's a computer somewhere going, I don't know, we may want to look at this because they're talking about strip clubs,
Right.
but just
And they
different
said
words.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, different words that you have to be careful of.
Hmm.
OnlyFans is one of them.
Right.
And some things even non-strip club. I know a photographer that got flagged because he told a model he wanted to shoot her. That was a violence thing. It was a threat against her life. I have a friend of mine who's a feature performer. Her name is Bailey Fox, and she has a pet pig. And she posted a picture of her and her pig one day. And I posted back, I said, your girlfriend's a pig. And before I could even push the send button, I got a message from Facebook that said, you may want to rethink how you said that. It's bullying, because I said, your girlfriend's a pig.
Oh, wow.
So there's just a lot of things you really got to think about. And again, social media isn't fair. You got to watch what you say. Somebody else can get away with it and you don't.
Right. You just have to be very careful. And it sucks that, it's not fair, but you just have to play that game.
Yeah. Another thing, if you do get your account shut down and you need to bring up another one and start another one, first of all, the biggest thing that I'm going to tell you right now, I have no knowledge how this all works, but I go on Instagram a lot and I see people and I see their same name. It says backup account.
Hmm.
Here's the thing, they're smart enough to know what backup account means. So if
Hmm.
they're going to take away your regular one, they're probably going to take away the one that says backup, or they're
Right.
going to put a really good close eye on that one.
Uh-huh.
So if you do start up a new one, start it with something different. Don't put the same pictures on it because their algorithm can see, oh, this is,
Hmm.
we've already flagged these pictures on this person's account. Now all of a sudden,
Right.
oh, look, it's the same person.
Same.
So
Yeah.
use different, I mean, if you can use a different email address, if you can, to start that next one.
Hmm.
Those are like really important things.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a good thought. I hadn't thought about the whole email changing too. Because I mean you're literally putting all that in when you sign up with your account. So they see that same email and they're just gonna say, oh, it's the same person, just come in and making a new account.
Yeah. TikTok is really smart. I haven't figured out how to get around their way yet, but they because it's only an app and it's not available for a computer, you have
Right.
to sign up with your cell phone number. So if you want to start a second TikTok account, you have to start it with the same phone number. So if
Hmm.
they shadow ban you on one, they will shadow ban you on all of them. I have a
Hmm.
TikTok channel that I used to do really well with it. It was a strip club etiquette. It was my old redneck thing where I'd dress up in redneck clothes.
Yeah.
And it just got to the point they didn't ban me, but all of a sudden nobody was seeing it. I'd put these videos out and I'd have 15 views. And then I'd move
Oh.
it over to my other account and I'd get 15 views. So they're
Hmm.
pretty slick, and I haven't figured out shy of getting it's not worth it to me to get a phone
Right.
number. But I mean, that's if you do that, you might want to get a second phone number, see what you can do with that. I don't know. I haven't
Yeah.
tried that.
I hadn't thought about that either, but I do know that I actually did do like a second TikTok and it won't let me like accept messages or respond to messages because it's linked to my phone number and my other TikTok account. Um, and I had never thought about that. So now like I'm not able to communicate through one of my accounts. Um,
Yeah, crazy.
so it's interesting.
So, what we want to ask all of you that are watching, what are some of your tricks that you use to get around these social media things? Have you been nailed with things before? I mean, because, we're just two people that are sitting here exchanging our ideas. I know there's a lot of other things that could be gone, could be done. So, give us your ideas, drop them down in the comment box and let us know. Let us know if there's anything you want us to cover on future shows. Next week, the show. We release these, by the way, every Friday at 3 Eastern, or at least by 3 Eastern. So subscribe to Jade, subscribe to me. And next week's going to be a fun show. Okay, next week we're going to talk about the comment that I've heard girls use many, many times. My boyfriend doesn't want me to strip anymore. So I have to quit. And then, of course, my first question to them is, well, where'd you meet them? In the club. Okay. So we're going to talk about this on next week's show, and I'm sure we'll come up with a couple other good ideas as well. But make sure, like I say, subscribe, follow, smash the bell, all that stuff, and follow Jade and follow me, and we will catch you next week.
See you next week.